Hello everybody, this is Havoc. Welcome to one of my first custom battles. It's been a while. Warhammer's been out for a week and I'm just now getting around to it, but that's alright. So today, the factions of Talabecland and Middenland are indeed at war with each other. These are minor empire factions, and they do not like each other today, and as such they have met in the Battle of Talabheim, a wonderfully forested, hilly area. Should make for a nice fun battle. So I am playing against Alex the Rambler, the greatest Total War player of them all. But I sure did give him a run for his money today, so let's get on to it. As you can see, let's see here. So I have, of course this is my first custom battle. I have not played really with late tier or with any of the tiers of the Empire especially. So I decided to set up a basic infantry was not my strong point. I'll just say that right off the bat. I did not focus a lot of money on it, so I only have a couple of units of halberdiers. I have a couple of units of spearmen with shields and some swordsmen. Flanking them to help support, I have a couple of units of crossbowmen, and then I have a couple of Hailstorm rocket batteries. Sitting behind him all nice and pretty is Havoc himself. He is, that's me. He is the general, and then I actually have a warrior priest. Both of these are on the armored horsemen. Now, what Rambler doesn't know, and what he found out and was quite surprised by, is I actually have 4 units of demigryph knights. These guys are absolutely amazing. They are stunning. I will tell you that right now. Absolutely stunning. I was not disappointed by their performance in this battle, which you will get to see here in just a little bit. So I have 2 units over there, and then I have 2 more units over here. That was a majority of my money. I think we only had like 17,000 gold coin, whatever you want to call it. And so yeah, I spent most of my money on that, and then I also had a few units of Outriders. Now, right off the bat, I moved my Outriders over to here. We're going to go ahead and hit play. I moved my Outriders over here, which of course he saw, and he's moving his units up. So we were like, well, we both have taken the hills of each other, and I was like, well, you know what, we're not just going to sit here in a standoff. So this probably wasn't the smartest thing for me, but Rambler always likes to play defensive, so I was like, forget it, I'm going to move my troops up. We're just going to play it like this. I'm keeping my demigryph knights hidden until I have absolutely no other choice. And as you can see, he gets in some very early Hailstorm rocket battery fire, and this does really help. It really takes out my infantry a bit, so I'm like, I'm not going to stop there. I'm going to move into the woods. Moving into the woods actually was my saving grace for the time being anyways. As you can see, those rocket batteries really couldn't do much facing through those trees, which I think looks really cool, by the way. If they can get another rocket salvo in, I'll move into there. I've also got my Outriders coming over here. Here we go. Oh, it just looks really cool. Wow, I took a screenshot of a tree. That looks cool. So I moved into the cover there, and that really, again, was my saving grace. I also moved my Hailstorm rocket batteries. They will stay far enough back that I'm able to shoot at them without getting hit. I moved my Outriders out too far, too close to the enemy, and Rambler sent some Chaos Knights to chase after him. I will lose this unit of Outriders. They just cannot compete. They cannot compete with the Empire Knights at all, so he will get wrecked. I did manage to get some shots off against their Empire Knights, but other than that, it really wasn't that successful. Now, he is playing super defensive, which again is a classic Rambler tactic, and it doesn't bother me. I don't care. I just didn't want a boring battle where we just sat there and did nothing for forever. So over here on the left flank, my Outriders are kind of skirmishing with these Empire Knights. They are winning decisively here. But I managed to get some salvos off, and it's going to affect them a little bit. What I'm trying to do, and what actually works out perfectly, is I'm trying to lead him into my demigryph knights. Now, he can't see these guys, and in retrospect, I should have had them facing the right way. So he's going to get lured into this trap pretty well, and he's also moving his infantry up, and he's also moving his other units of Empire Knights over on the right flank. I don't want to miss this, though, because this was pretty crucial. This is where he found out I had aces up my sleeve. I didn't want to give anything away to him, and this is when he finds them. He's like, oh, dear Lord, no thank you. So I was able to kind of trap him there. really get off some good shots with my Outriders. And then those Demigryphs came in and started wrecking these Empire Knights. I tell you what, Demigryph Knights, they are expensive as all get out, but they are worth the money. Now, as you can see, we are exchanging fire. His infantry, I know I'm going to lose the infantry front. I just know I am, because he's got quite a few units of great swords, and I think he has some halberdiers as well. Somewhere along that line, he does have some halberdiers. There we go. There's at least one unit. So I took out his Empire Knights, and he's also got several units of crossbowmen, which will give me heck throughout the entire battle. So there's those two units of Demigryph Knights. Again, as I said, he spent a lot of his money on infantry, which, in retrospect, I probably should have as well. He gets off a Firestorm spell. It's quite nice. He did really well with his spells. That's something I really am going to have to work on in custom battles. So as you see, all of a sudden he finds my other Empire Knights, and he's busy over here. He doesn't even notice. So I take my Demigryph Knights, and what better thing to do than charge? They will get absolutely demolished. Look at the feathers flying off of this. The feathers flying off of those Demigryphs is absolutely amazing. I like that small detail. Here we go. Oh, that tree. Get out of the way, tree. And as you can see, he's already almost routed these Empire Knights. Look at that. That is absolutely insane. So I lose my whole front while watching that battle. And I also managed to hammer and amble some halberdiers. I managed to hammer and anvil with my halberdiers themselves, and I came in the back with my Demigryph Knights. But I do lose literally my entire front is going to be decimated here in a couple minutes. And it's just, oh, it's disgusting, but that's how it happens. There we go. Let's minimize this, shall we? Yeah, those great swords just ripped through all of my troops. It was pretty disgusting. So I bring my Demigryph Knights out, because I'm like, I got to get them out of the battle. But they did take quite a few hits. There are not many troops within a single unit. Look at that. That was a pretty nice little thing he did there. So here, I'm rushing in. I'm going to take out their crossbowmen with my Demigryphs. They do a pretty fantastic job as well. Obviously, crossbowmen just can't do anything against those knights. And there you see my middle is completely collapsing. My warrior priest and my general are all in there together. We're all in this together. And I'm trying to fire at these halberdiers to kind of get a last-second salvo off, but it doesn't really work that well. What I'm really focusing on now is using my Outriders and my Demigryph Knights to really tear up his army, which I think kind of ticked him off, but he is not. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That's awesome. That's awesome. It sucks because it's happening to me, but that's really cool. I like it. It's a good spell, Rambler. It's a good spell. So I'm using my Demigryph Knights, as I said, to really tear up them. And then we're going to move into the siege and artillery equipment. He's got an augment going on over there. And he is going to effectively just completely, just about destroy all of my infantry. I mean, he just completely outnumbers me. It's a good move, definitely. And I feel like he is definitely an infantry-heavy dude. Not that he didn't mismanage his cav, it's just he was more focused on the infantry. On the other hand, I like to focus on cav, and it really showed because I completely lost all of my infantry. So as it sits right now, he has twice as many units as I do, and the battle is sort of turning into his favor pretty much. But I was able to take out his siege equipment, and that really helped balance the scales a little bit. Also, the fact that I have these Outriders and all he has is great swords really is going to start to give me the upper hand in this battle, because he can only run, essentially. Those great swords, they are very tired. His Bright Wizard is fresh, but his infantry are very tired, and there is no way at all that he could come close to chasing down my Outriders or chasing down my Demigryph Knight. So I am going to use that to my advantage here later in the battle, and basically I'm just letting him do what he wants, let him have his way, because there's really nothing I can do at the moment. So I did take out those siege dudes. My Demigryph Knights are over there. I see some crossbowmen. I'm like, okay, we'll take care of those. This unit of great swords is really split off, so I'm going to use these outriders, and they're going to come in and really wreak some havoc on those guys. And then I had some units of infantry left who decided that, hey, I guess we could actually fight. So they are going to form up on this hill. I'm going to kind of use it to make an epic last stand. Here in just a little bit, we have 8.5 minutes left in the battle, so I'm going to keep using my Demigryph Knights to harass his army. Again, there's really nothing he can do. So if you're playing against someone you know that likes to go infantry, and even though you have limited funds, I highly recommend Outriders and Demigryph Knights. They will cause more damage than you could possibly know. As you can see, I'm just picking off his halberdiers, or great swords. They are very tired, and it's just a nasty slaughter. But Rambler does manage to get a spell off, which actually does pretty much tear up one of my units of Outriders. And I was freaking out here because I'm like, okay, I got those out of the way, but it's coming towards my infantry. And I'm like, what the crap? There's no way it's going to reach me. Luckily it doesn't, and it dissolves literally feet in front of those infantry, but it was terrifying. I was like, oh my gosh. Alright, so I got my Demigryph Knights running into the rest of these crossbowmen. He has a set of halberdiers who are chasing my crossbowmen, and my, I believe those were my rocket batteries. And so here we kind of have a lull in the battle. It's essentially me preparing my infantry. I don't like sitting, even if it means losing. I don't just like sitting and doing nothing. Even when I have the advantage, it's not how I like to do battles. So I will, you know, I'll force altercations if I have to. And in this case, it was definitely one of those. So I'm going to move all my infantry to the top of this hill. He really can't do much. I mean, he literally is just going to have to sit here for a little while. Doesn't make for interesting, you know, commentary or anything of that nature, but it was still, I mean, there's really just nothing he can do, right? I mean, those Outriders are really tearing him up. Really tearing him up. So we're just gonna, we're preparing right now. I'll just say it like that. And so he had units of crossbowmen that just wouldn't go away. They wouldn't, no matter what I did. So I had to keep pestering. I was pestered by those guys, and they just had to keep pestering them. So Rambler and I were like, dude, this is getting boring. I'm like, I know, dude. I don't know what to do. So I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to move all of my infantry up here. He's going to gain the high ground even more than he had already. I'm moving my Demigryph Knights over here, and he saw that. He saw it was useless to chase after those crossbowmen. So he's going to come at me with halberdiers. Now, halberdiers, I will say this, they are a very good high-tier unit. They do very, very well in battle. And as you can see, he's going to charge after my Demigryph Knights. But I'm like, no, that's not going to happen. And as you'll see here in a little bit, just what the power of the Demigryph Knights can do. Again, crossbowmen, just go away. Just go away. So I was able to outrun these guys. He's going to go in a semi-square formation, really to protect himself from these Demigryph Knights, because I think he sees the potential that these Demigryph Knights can have. And I literally just push all of my infantry up this hill. So he's going to meet me there. I know I'm screwed. I know there's no way that I'm going to make it. But I'm actually going to put my Outriders over here, and I'm going to try a hammer and anvil. So I'm going to let him charge into me. He's going to let off a battle. There we go. A battle. A spell. Look at that. That was pretty cool. So I use some augments random here and there. I'm sorry I don't have names. I'm still figuring everything out, and I can't see exactly what I cast anyways. So we did that, right? And so I'm trying to evade these halberdiers with these guys, but I see the opportunity to really charge these Demigryph Knights, who I know are very tired at this point. And so Rambler was like, well, these guys are heavy infantry. They should be able to, or they're anti-cav. So they should be able to take out these Demigryph Knights, right? Oh, so what I do is I bring my Outriders, and then I hammer and anvil these guys. I hammer and anvil them hard. And so you see they're going to start routing relatively quick. It's hard to fight against Demigryph Knights, because those Demigryphs, man, they attack with both the lions and Demigryphs, as well as the lancers. So the halberdiers, they will be routing. And so at this point, it's just a slugfest. I have my 2 generals in here. They are constantly augmenting. As you can see, he has the Shield of Faith, plus 22% damage resistance. My Warrior Priest has plus 34 melee attack. He is going to tear some stuff up. But is it going to be enough? You know, I'm screwed. Like, there's no way these guys are going to win. It's just not going to happen. So I'm going to keep my Outriders out, and I'm just going to start cycle charging. Again, this is kind of a cheap thing to do. It's not very exciting. As you can see, these guys got augmented, plus 100% charge resistance, because he sees that I'm going to charge with them. This charge is going to be pretty sweet looking too. So I did. There's my hammer, and there's my anvil. That looked sweet. We're gonna rewind that if we can. Can I rewind it? Can I rewind? I don't know if I can. So I'm just gonna start cycle charging. I mean, there's really nothing else I can do with the units that I have available. And I feel, had I gotten my Warrior Priest and my General out of there a little sooner, that I probably, honestly, could have won this battle. It's still very much not in my favor, but it swings just a little bit. As you can see, they are losing. And so that's just what I'm going to do. I have no choice. I have to keep cycle charging, because it's the only way that I'm going to win, possibly win, this engagement. So that's what's going to happen. So here we go. We're ready. We're ready. Actually, whoa, 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 whoa. Watch this. Watch this. We're gonna slow-mo. I haven't slow-moed very well lately. Kind of wish that spell would go away and make it a little more dramatic. Look at him charging. Look at him charging. Oh, boom. Look at him getting knocked back. Getting knocked back. Get, son. That dude, that guy's neck twisted. That was sick. Look at that. Look how valiant they are. Oh, that was cool. I think that was Rambler attacking my dude. So yeah, well, let's get back into a normal battle. So again, he really has no choice but to stick where he is. I really have no choice but to cycle charge, and it's just going to rinse and repeat. So I'm actually going to fast forward here, because again, we're cycle charging. He split up his troops, which honestly I probably could have taken better advantage of. Had I not put my Warrior Priest in when I did, I feel like I probably could have won this battle. Because look at that. You just can't fight that, man. You just cannot fight that madness. And I feel like Rambler taking all these screenshots. So again, he's got units that are routing. He still has quite a few great swords left. And he still has his general who has all of his augments together. If I could go back in time, I would not have put my Warrior Priest in, and I would have just kept cycle charging, because it gets down to the wire with this. Absolutely. There's his Bright Wizard. Look at that. Look at that madness. Oh no, did I just print the screen? I hit the wrong button. That's funny. Accidentally hit print screen. Here we go. So they are taking down my Demigryphs. My general died. Yep. I'm pretty sure my general died, and so it's going to be... Oh, no, they didn't. Yeah, they did. Yep. There he goes. I knew he was dead soon. Look at that. He's been slain. So it's going to be very hard now for me to win this battle. As much as I would have loved to beat the greatest Total War player ever, it's not looking too great. They have greatly... I guess they don't greatly outnumber us. Again, I'm going to emphasize this, had my general not lost his life valiantly in battle, it would have been a good game, and my army routes. So we are going to end this replay. It was a valiant defeat. We lost 1,114. We had 272 remaining. He only had 238, so in theory, I feel like I could have pulled it out. But, I mean, look, 62, In 29, his general and his bright wizard, you know, didn't even get half of that dude's. So, again, my infantry, absolutely poor. I mean, that is awful. My crossbowmen didn't really do anything either, which kind of surprised me. I figured they would do more, but maybe since these guys were so heavily armored that it just really didn't do a whole lot. But where they really shined, my Demigryph Knights. Look at that, 316, 179, 195, 183. My 2 Outriders that survived the engagement, they did pretty well. The Hellstorm rocket batteries, they were pretty useless. I probably could have taken them out of the battle and actually put maybe another couple of units of Demigryph Knights, and that may have been enough to swing it my way. Over on his side, his Halberdiers and his Greatswords obviously were going to be the heroes that saved his butt. And just the fact that I threw my General and Wizard in, or Warrior Priest in, his Empire Knights, those are the ones that took out these Outriders, so that's why they have so many. But if you'll look here, his other unit of Empire Knights that I caught off guard, absolutely nothing. Absolutely. I wrecked those guys so hard. So again, Demigryph Knights, they are super expensive. They are very, very expensive. But in my opinion, they're completely worth it, especially if you're playing as the Empire, or against the Empire. They work very, very well. And it'd be interesting to see how well they do against the Vampire Counts and even the Dwarves. And I feel like Chaos would be fun as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this battle. It was fun. It was close. The cycle charging at the end got a little repetitive. But again, you know, what can you do when you're given the situation that you're handed to? That's handed to you, I should say, rather. So Rambler, very well done. GG. You won this time. We will meet again. We are both in a Warhammer tournament, actually. So there is the ever slight chance that if I can defeat Warrior of Sparta and whoever the next person is that I fight, that maybe I'll get to fight him again. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's my first custom battle. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Leave any comments or suggestions in the comment section down below. If you want to see me fight certain custom battles, definitely leave those in the comments. I'll be more than happy to oblige. If there's any other kinds of series you guys want me to do, leave those there as well, and I'll see what I can't do to make them happen. Follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook. Thank you guys for all of your support. You have no idea how much it means to me. You really just can't understand how much it means to have all the support from both my friends and my family, my wife especially. I'm going to do a little speech here, even though I was defeated. But all of you guys, plus my wife and my friends, you guys have all been really supportive, and it really means a lot that my channel has grown like it has, and I look forward to all the good things to come. So that's my speech. Anyways, I'll see you later. This is Havoc, and I am out of here. Peace.